Should be live, and we are. Welcome everybody to the Blind Rent Exercise Referral Team Gentle Exercise Session, live today with myself, Craig Williams. We also have our moderator, Scott Morris, who's another exercise referral instructor, and he will be posting any adaptations to the exercises in the comments feed down the side. So please let us know if you enjoyed the day. Again, I can see your comments if you're obviously messaging through, and I will give you a shout out if I see you. Morning, Maureen, I see you just popped up there on the feed. Welcome to the session. Hope you've got your kit ready. Let's have a look here. Just turn that down, up and down. So we've got Scott, we've got Charlie's ready to go as well. Hello, Charlie. How you doing, buddy? Hope you're very well. Make sure you've got some water. Make sure you have your TheraBands, your tins of beans. Again, if you've got any of these kind of TheraBands, these are really ideal. The kind of ones that goes over above your knee. Really good bits of kits. Also as well, our standardized kind of TheraBand, our green long TheraBand. And if you want information to get these, please let us know in the box down below. And myself and Scotty will find obviously the information necessary so that you can make a purchase or an order. And finally as well, our tins of beans, our trusty tins of beans, and not forgetting a chair. Don't forget that chair. There it is. Always staples. Like our diet is staple bits of kit. Why? Because obviously we can modify anything with that bit of kit. Alright, so get yourself ready, get yourself a bit of space, make sure you got a good bit of floor space so that we can move a little bit more. My dad is watching. Hello Dad, hope you're well. Andrew Bevan's still here as well. Good stuff. So we've got 8 on the feed. We're going to have a 10-minute warm-up with some crazy movements. And then we're going to go straight into it for a good Monday morning workout. Oh, and I tell you what, my bones need it today. I'm a little bit tired. I'm a little bit rusty. So a little bit of a pick-me-up is always going to be good. All right, so 10 minutes on my clock. Boosh. There we are. All right, let's get ourselves marching on, my lovelies. Hands up at the sides, bodies nice and tall. Big smiles on your face because it's Monday, it's a fresh new week. We're ready to get that energy rolling. Oh, fateful lines from Tina Turner, I think. So, I hope everybody's well. Hope everybody's keeping tip-top. And you had a great weekend of sun. And you made sure that you make the most of it. Get that foot out the sides. We're just tapping the foot at the side. There we are. Again, keeping that length of spine straight in the center. Tapping out. I hope you can see my dodgy tan lines from the Sunday, preferably. Sunday was an absolutely scorching day. Fair play. Crikey. Factor 30 was the minimum, I think. And we're going to obviously go from, obviously, the side tap. We're going to bring the bicep curls in because we want to try and encourage that upper body movement at the same time with those legs. Why, you say? Because we want to try and get a bit more blood flow around the body, so we need more muscles interacted in the movements. Okay, so we've got any looking down the feet are scrolling down. Scotty's the moderator for today. So say hello to Scott. Make him feel welcome. And we're going to keep those feet moving to the side. We're going to push the hands out for the chest. So the hands are raised out, palms are raised out, like so. So slowly I'm trying to build that movement around the shoulder, around those muscles around the shoulder, such as the chest, we got the back muscles, we got the biceps, shoulders itself, so that we can get nice and warm and pliable for the main movement. So we're going to go back into a march, but this time we're going to go for a thigh tap. So we're back into the march straight away, and then opposite hand, opposite thigh, tapping in. There we are, fantastic. Did anybody see those comments over the weekend? That was obviously flying high. Some beautiful pictures that was being posted through on Facebook over the weekend. Fantastic photography. If you haven't seen it, have a look. Try and dig them out. It was incredible, very incredible. Fantastic. There we go. And again, if you want to bring it into the wrists or the forearm, make sure that knee comes a little bit higher, then do so. Remember to keep that back nice and tall. Try not to be leaning in or dropping that chest down. We want to keep that chest up nice and high, and we're going to bring that knee up above the waistline if we can. All right, here we go. We're going to go in for a heel dig. All right, we're a heel dig. So there we are. We're going to bring in for the heel dig. So again, we're just going to really look at dynamic movements, trying to encourage with a hamstring stretch. Okay. So we're bringing in the heel dig, and now I'm going to bring in some arm raises. All right, so we're looking at the sort of front of the shoulder. A nice one to start off with. Just encourage that shoulder, nice mobility, get the warmth trickling down into those muscles. And we're going to keep now, this here we are, one out, one forward, one out, one forward. There we are, a little bit of coordination halfway through. So I got the tap with one foot in the same arm, and the other one's out. Have a go. Mixing it up, get your body warm. So my arms now start to feel a bit warmer now because I'm using different planes of motion in the movement. And we come back into that march. There we are, hands passing the hip line, like so. So it doesn't matter if you're standing or if you're seated, you can still make sure that you've got that shoulder movement passing that hip line. All right, fantastic. Okay, so coming up now to 5 minutes 30 on the clock, which is good. We're going to bring into our first bit of a pulse raiser. All right, which is going to be the beautiful ladder climb. And we love the ladder climb because it just ramps up that breathlessness so quickly. All right, but just be careful. Only do what you feel comfortable with. Bring the hands as high as you feel that is right for you, or if you feel that get a bit breathless quickly, bring those hands to the side. Make sure you monitor your own activities. 2, 1, back to that march. So we're softening it up. Okay. Whew. So after this march, now we're going to go into a jack. All right, so it's a step jack. So I'll show you as soon as we do it, and get you ready for the main workout. So we'll have some jacks in that workout. So here we go. So with a jack, we step, and the hands come up. Step, hands come up. All right, so it's all about the raise of the shoulders. Step out with the hip. 20 seconds on this one. So you're going to find that your temperature is going to raise a lot quickly, and your breathing is going to be a little bit of stress. But again, as long as you're managing the movements, again, you don't have to bring your hands over your head. You can bring your elbows to about shoulder line height. Fantastic, like so. I'm going to bring it back to the march. Marching is just going to dissect all these kind of pulse raising activities because we're going to keep the marching nice and low and nice and gentle. Bring the breathing back down. It's just a good one, just an easy one to interject really the tighter and more stronger kind of activities that really do punch our or test our lungs, really, doesn't it? Whew, here we go. We're back into that ladder climb, so we're reaching up. So reaching up. Again, looks like I'm just plucking stuff from the ceiling. That's pretty impressive. Reaching up. There we are. I can actually touch the ceiling. There we are. Oof, getting warmer. Good sign. Good sign that the warm-up is doing what it's meant to do. There we are. We got 5 seconds. We go back into the march. 2, 1, back into that march. Lovely. Nice loosening up. Again, just try and focus on our ankle. Again, if you haven't done much ankle mobility, look at pointing the toes down. Encourage the ankle to flex a little bit more. All right, so we're not just stamping down with a flat bare foot. We're looking to engage in that ankle mobility. 5 seconds, then we're going to go straight into that jack one more time. Last one. So we go step, arms above, step. That slow revealing of my belly there with that t-shirt in it. It's quite funny. There we are. Step, looking over, step, step. Fantastic. Again, if those shoulders are feeling a little bit tired, just bring those arms up to shoulder height. Or you bring those hands to the hips. There we are. Back to the marching. 1 minute. So we're just marching just to try and catch that breath back, or just to simmer down, because we should be lovely and toasty now, and your muscles should be really pliable for the movements that we want to put onto it in this session. All right, we've got 30 seconds left. We're going to go into thigh taps. So bring them in. There we are. Tap, tap, tap. Lovely. There we are. Fantastic. So again, I hope everybody's well. Hope everybody's feeling fit and feeling healthy as can be. And obviously, again, they've been taking themselves over gently over this period of lockdown, whether it's walking, whether obviously it's gardening, whether it's lots of housework, or whether obviously, like you said, you've been using the Wii Fit or things like that. Really good to know, really, for us instructors. All right, excellent. Good job. Get yourself a touch. Push. Boom. All right, grab yourself some water and let us break down this circuit that we're going to be doing now for the next 25 minutes. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. So for the next 20 minutes, we have 3 circuits of 3 exercises. There's only a minute on, but there's no rest in between. So for example, our first circuit is we'll be doing crouching squat side step. So what that means is we have a squat and we step sideways like so, like a crab. If you're seated, right, as an alternative, okay, as an alternative, you can do small steps. There's 1, 2. So we're seated, we are doing the movements, but with smaller movements in the chair. So we have crouching squat side steps. We're coming then to a reverse lunge. Again, if you're seated, you can either do a stand or you can do a leg extension, which we showed before. So it's leg extension, you extend the leg out. So we extend the leg out and then we do a couple on the other side. So if you can't do a reverse lunge or sit stand, then ideally then we can do that instead. And then finally, the third one would be a jack. So we do a minute on each one. We then have 20 seconds rest, okay, after 3, and then go back through that 3 again. That's set 1 done, complete. All right, we'll have a 2-minute recovery time, and then we'll go into set 2, and I'll talk you through the next exercises. All right, okay, so grab yourself some water, get yourself the kit that you need. So we need the chair. You know, if you don't need anything else, but just a chair, and yeah, that's it. Okay, if you've got these obviously bands that goes above your knee, you can use them as well. That is an ideal thing as well to create resistance. Just a little shout out as well. Hello there, Glenys Priest. Didn't notice, and Glenys Hill. Don't notice you ladies. Hope you're well. All right, so coming in then, let's go for the first exercise. I'm going to place this around my legs because it gives me a bit of resistance. And again, you can just see, again, something a little bit more different. So crouching squat side step. So I'm crouching and I'm sidestepping. Okay, so we're going 1 minute. Again, we're looking for about 8 to 12 repetitions if we can before fatigue builds in, and then we continue if we can. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. So the crouch, so like a double step, I'm pushing with my knee forward. All right, and as you can see, I got a flat back. I'm slightly leaning forward like if I'm a skier, a downhill skier in tuck position. Side step. Again, if you're in the chair, you're doing 2 small side steps. All right, in the chair. All right, 2 small side steps in the chair. Okay. So again, what we're trying to do is build up the fatigue in the hips. So building up the fatigue in the hips. So you can see the angle of my hip, like so. All right, and I'm just trying to, it's only a small step. I'm not trying to push my foot so far away from my hip. Only a small step. Okay, and that is just generating a lot of heat, a lot of fatigue in that area. All right, there we are. I'm going to drop that down. Fantastic. So one exercise done. I'm going to bring that chair in because I'm going to go straight into my reverse lunges. So again, we're looking obviously at the hip. All right, we're open at the hip this time, whereas the last time we were contracting the hip. Reverse lunges, as we know, come back and down. If you can bring your knee to the floor, brilliant. If not, go to where you feel comfortable. Use a chair support. There we go. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. So again, we go down, come back up, come back down, and come back up. You can see the kind of the angles that my leg is getting into because I'm pushing back up, contracting those glute muscles and the quad muscles, which are the ones which are going to keep you nice and stable, nice and supported and balanced on a daily basis. You know, you need to really focus on these muscles if you want to keep that stability and that independence. Strong leg muscles are gonna, that's what you want for life really, strong leg muscles and core stability. Core stability is a platform for everything. You know, good strength, good core stability, and obviously everything else comes from that. All right? Because if you imagine from the ribcage to your hips, all right, from the bottom of the ribcage to your hips, there is nothing. All the support there's no muscle, there's no bone, it's just muscle. Muscle is just literally the main support system around that area. So if you've got a nice strong kind of like core, strong in the core and your bum muscles are strong, all that, it gives you a platform then to, with your legs and your arms then, to be as mobile as you want to be. Okay, 1 minute. Jacks, here we go. Side step jacks. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. So again, you make them as hard as you want. Okay, if you want to jump, you can jump. But remember, again, you know, you want to be doing something that is right for you. The intensity should be right for you. So check in with your breathing. If your breathing is stressed and you can manage that, that is absolutely fine. Keep going. If you find that the breathlessness isn't suitable for you, again, you can take away the arms. So you've just got a side step movement. Or if you want to still have the arms, you can have smaller movements out to the side with the arms. Okay? So you can obviously you can literally change the level accordingly throughout this minute to how you feel, which is what we want to try and do. We're trying to get you to be more autonomous with your intensity level. So whatever me, Scott, or Phil gives you as an idea, you can adjust it to your own abilities. Okay, so we have 30 seconds on my clock. This is when we have a rest time. So grab a little bit of water. It's only a short rest. It's only meant to be for a short rest. So we have a little bit of a dip, so our heart rate and our kind of breathing comes down a little bit, and we can back up again with the next 3 exercises. Okay, 10 seconds. Here we go. Going back into my crouch. My feet are crouch. There we are. Round the legs. Okay, I'm ready. Are you ready? 30 seconds up. Okay, so in that crouch position, again, it's only a small step. It's only a small step. I'm not trying to destroy my leg across. Okay, it's the hip muscles we're looking at. 3, 2, 1, off we go. So small step. So small step. This exercise as well, if you do have hip problems, this can be performed whilst lying on the side, on your side, on the bed or the settee. And again, as long as those feet are together, you could do a similar small lift of the knee, similar distance, which is going to strengthen at the hips. All right, if you want to research that online or on Google, okay, these are called the clams. All right, and you can have a look if that will benefit you. Okay, or supplement the rest of your exercises. Okay, so again, it's a side step. I'm feeling my hips now. feel my hips are starting to fatigue, which is good. It's a good sign. Good sign. A good sign that I'm strengthening those muscles. There we are. Stepping over. Brilliant. I'm going to drop that down. Fab. So we're going straight on now. I just work that, obviously, like, get some blood, get supplying those hips. We're bringing out that reverse lunge. Remember, if you can't do a reverse lunge and you're seated, you can either do a leg extension where we're sat and we extend the leg away like so, do a couple of reps on the one side and then the other, or we do a sit to stand. Okay? All right, so under the lunges, first lunge, use the chair as a support if you wish to do so. 3, 2, 1, off we go. So coming down, go down to where you feel comfortable. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Go too low, because obviously too low might be too much too soon. All right, all depends on the strength in your legs and your mobility in your hip. Let's have a look here. Andrew Scott, very vocal on the feeds, which is great. Again, keeping my body up nice and tall. I'm not leaning forward. So you might see some people leaning forward like that and pushing down on their thigh. I'm trying to keep my body up nice and tall, to keep my alignment, my spine, all right, with my hips. Okay? I don't want to bring any unusual posture problems into my movements. So again, I'm not looking for quantity, I'm looking for the quality of the movement. Okay, almost there. Whew, nice and warm. All right. Fifth one down, come back into our jacks. Last one. So jacks, it was 1 minute. All right, just to get that movement in. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. So again, step, hands across. Step, hands across. All right, the shoulders should actually fatigue in this one if you think about it. But because we've already done a side step and lunge, we've really kind of asked a few questions of our glute and glute muscles, our mediuses, minimums, our maximuses, all the movements that kind of surround that hip. We've just done 2 exercises for that, and now we bring another side step in. So we should feel a lot of fatigue there right now, which is good. That's what we want to do. Again, if those hands in the movement are causing yourself to be a lot more breathless, take them out of the equation. All right, so you can place them on the hips, you can rest them on the hips while still doing that step out. All right, it just allows yourself to manage that situation. Good stuff, get a touch, 6 down, boom, woo! All right, so we've got a minute and a half, really low rest times in between, now a minute and a half now before our next 6 exercises. So grab some water and I will discuss, I'll tell you what the next exercises are. So remember, we're only doing 3 and we're doing it twice. So the next ones, so we have our reverse flies. Again, we can use the tins of beans if they're available to us. So reverse flies, we squeeze out and squeeze the shoulder blades together. So again, the weight may not be stressful for you, such as a pair of tins, but you can still increase that effort by making the contraction of the muscle engage in more of that activity. So you're asking more muscle fibers to be involved in the movement by contracting, by squeezing together, by feeling that contraction. So we've got reverse flies, we've got, again, seated rows, we're going to use the chair. All right, so we're going to bring the chair into play. First minute gone. So the seated rows, remember, we use the band. The band comes up behind the back of the foot, or the bottom of the foot, and we draw up, okay? Again, you can use the tins. If you haven't got a band, okay, you can modify it accordingly to what you need. And then finally, as our last cardio exercise we're going to do is rope climbs in 1 minute. So you can see that we've started to come on to the back exercises, 2 back exercises, then I'm going to bring in something that's going to actually activate our lat muscles, which is, again, our back muscles. So there's a lot of overlapping of exercises, which is what we want to do. Okay, we have 20 seconds left. We're going to go into the reverse flies. So I'm going to use the band, because the band, again, if you can get one of these, you know, they are absolute golden, all right? And if you want information about how to get one, just ask myself or Scott, and we can give you the the contact details for the internet provider. All right, okay, so, whew, nice and tall on the body. You can bring the hands out, you crunch it all into your hand, or if you go to Tim's, thumbs up. And when we're ready, 3, 2, 1. So we span the band, and it's that movement there, from there to there. That is the one that makes us contract those back muscles. Yeah, 4. So again, we want to try and get to 8. If you can, get 8. Then we push to 12. Get to 12. Then we might need to get it a little bit more tighter. All right, if you find it quite easy with the tins, again, try and focus on contracting those muscles in the back. When those arms come out, try and focus on contracting those muscles when they draw, all right, those shoulder blades together. So these ones are probably going to get you hot and sweaty because you can't, the muscles are big. These muscles are big in your back. And again, I'm feeling hot and sweaty just by doing a couple of repetitions. I'm going to have a little rest in my shoulders. And we go 3, 2, 1. Time out. Oh, that sound. What's that sound? Okay. So again, like we just suggested, we go straight from the one exercise into another. So you go straight into seated rows. Very little rest time. All right. Bring the foot, the full foot up. If you have bands, if you have tins, again, we're going to hold them in front and we're just going to drive the elbows back that engage in contraction from those muscles in the back. All right, I'm going to hold the band about middle of a shin bone, nice and tall in the body. Again, you can use more than one band if you've got a really light band. Okay, and then when we're ready, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so drive those elbows back, body nice and tall, looking forward, keeping that chest up. All right, so and feel my shoulder blades coming together. So driving back with those elbows. Lovely. Fantastic. There we are. Nice and tall up through the chest. Again, I'm concentrating on the quality, not about the amount of repetitions I do. Again, with quality, we want to make sure the resistance is hard so that I can contract my muscles back, engage them more, so it helps me with my neural connections from what I'm thinking and what I'm doing. You know, I engage myself with my muscles a lot better. With a much more efficient and productive movement. There you go. Fab. Woo! Ah. Woo. Bit of a bit of sweat now. It's starting to get warmer in this house. All right. So we're going straight into our rope climbs now. I know you're going to love me for this, but hey, that is part of life. All right. So 1 minute on the clock. Rope climbs. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So remember reaching the opposite arm up, opposite leg. So as a march, plus the hands come down below the hip line, below my belt. All right. So they are doing a lot. They come the hands. It's almost down the midline of my body, like so, and then they come out to the side. Here we are. So again, it's a rope climb. This is how you would climb a rope. All right. You have your hands in the center of the body, and then they come back underneath the waistband. So again, if you find that obviously doing this movement is starting to cause you fatigue and your breathing is getting stressed, eliminate the arms out of the equation or reduce the height. Reduce the height that those arms are working at. All right? There we are. Fantastic. Up we go. Reaching up. Reaching up. Bam. Beautiful. So, 3 exercises done. 30-second rest on my clock. And then we're going to go back through. We have a reverse flies, seated rows, and then our rope climbs. Grab yourself some water if you need some water. We're starting to crank up the heat here. We're starting to crank up the heat, which is obviously starting to tell on our performance, which is good. 10 seconds left. Again, if you need to get some warmth or some coolness or the air on those arms, swing them around a little bit. Here we go. Coming back in, the reverse flies. Whew. Okay, reverse flies. Remember, try and get for 8 reps if you can. If you want to push further, please do so. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Up we come. So up. We'll pull out. Again, focusing on contracting those back muscles, like so. Really good dynamic movement. And again, if you need to rest your arms, roll the shoulders a little bit, loosen them up. And we've also got some time left. Yes, we have 30 seconds, so we can go straight into another 8 if we can. There we are, get a little bit tighter. We are, let's get a little bit more challenge. Get those muscles nice and strong. And if you have to roll the shoulders like I'm doing, that's fine. Absolutely fine. Because fatigue is going to kick in now, and that's all part and parcel of the effort that you put in at the start. Alright? So again. Ooh. Oh, I'm starting to feel it now. Oh, thank goodness. Alright, that task time is gone. Back in now to seated rows. So get yourself nice sitting position on the chair. You bring that band below the sole of your feet. Hold the band midline of the shin, like so. Get it up. There we are. Fantastic. Nice and tall. Remember, those elbows are driving towards the back of the chair, okay? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. So drive it back. Drive it back. There we go. So again, we're focusing on all the back muscles that incorporate that posture, tighten them up as best as we can by getting the tension on the bands to an intensity that's hard enough for us. Drive them back. There we are. Nice and tall from the crown of my head up, through the back. Almost there. Keep it going. Oh, arms are feeling like jelly now. Woo. Where's that timer? Where is she? Woo. 2, 1. Oh. And that's the thing, see, when you're actually working at a certain intensity, a certain level, time slows down because the effort is real and the effort is difficult. Right, last one, rope climbs. In your positions, my lovelies. 1 minute, here we go. 3, 2, 1. So again, we reach up, bring it down. So we're gonna feel that movement of lifting those arms above the head in the air. We're going to feel that back is going to feel quite tight at the moment because obviously the 4 back specific exercises you've just been doing in that area. So when we lift the arm, you'll feel it kind of like, it's like pulling against something which is tight. And you can feel that back move, really tightly. It's not going to loosen up. And even bringing the elbow down, you're feeling those back muscles. Whatever contraction that you've got left, to bring that elbow down to the side. All right, so there's a lot of breath exercises going on involved here. Reaching up, reaching up, reaching up. Fantastic. Still keeping the legs moving, still keeping that blood flowing from the tip of my fingers to the tips of my toes. All right, okay, second set done. Get yourself a touch. Woo! Whoosh! All right, okay, so grab some water. I've got 2 minutes to go. Just give a little shout out so that people tell me how you're getting on. Give me some thumbs up if you're enjoying it. Let's have a look. Okay, got Scotty. He's obviously got talking a lot. Angela just popped in. Hi, Angela. Let's have a look. Who else we got in here? My dad's still here. Glenn is still here. Charlie's still here. Mo is still here. Have we got any Errol? I haven't seen Errol here at the moment. Let us know if you're around, if you're enjoying it, and if you're still with us, because that is a good thing. That's always a positive if you're still with us. Because then, again, if you feel like, obviously, today you're a bit tired, a bit fatigued, just doing a half of the session might pick you up and make you feel a lot more invigorated for the rest of the day. Okay, so the last three exercises we've got the chest press, the tricep extension, and the Nordic ski taps. Love the Nordic ski taps. Okay. Lovely. Okay, so chest press, you can use a band, you can use the wall if you want to push against the wall, or as Scotty has shown in previous sessions, you can use the chair, all right, like so. All right, nice and fluid. And if you want to bring it further away, you can do. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the band today for the tricep, for the chest press, the tricep extensions. You do kickbacks, but I'm going to use a tricep extension for the band, and finally then the ski tap backs. We push away like so. Again, we're looking at focusing on the triceps. So there's a lot of filling up on those triceps. Okay, so first things first, chest press. You need to use, remember, the wall or the chair, and I'm going to use the band today. Bringing it the luxury, isn't it? All right, so 1 minute going, remember to get it nice and tight, or make sure the exercise is, obviously, resistance is suitable. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. So in between index, finger and thumb, and I'm going to push away. So again, nice and tall, into my chest, push it away. Push it away. Okay, nice and tall, pushing away. Just like if I were a set of braces, my hands start in the creases of the armpits, and then they push away, and then they come together. All right. Again, if you want to accentuate it a little bit more, you can actually, when you push out through, is contract your pec muscles when you get to that finishing point. All right. There we are. And again, you're going to feel the fatigue build up quite quickly. I'm just feeling that already, because obviously from the exercises that we've already performed. So again, rest if you need to. Rest is best. This is where you've got to make the adaptations. All right, so we have a couple of days off after this to make sure that we can progress in our strength. Couple more left. There we are. The beeper is gone. So again, if you've got your tins you can use for your kickbacks. All right, with the contractions. I'm going to use today, obviously, the tricep extensions above my head, lifting up. All right, so 1 minute on my clock. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. So again, this is what I'm doing. Down on my hip, lifting up. If you haven't got a band, then have a go at kickbacks using the tins. All right, so this is how I'm doing my tricep extensions above my head. Once I've finished, I change the hand behind the back of the head, bring it down on my head, and I continue the opposite of 1. All right, there we are. Making sure that there's constant resistance against the tricep. Again, change it over. Whew. Sweat is starting to build up on my furrowed brow. Yeah, pushing away. So if you think about it, if you have the ability to do more higher intensity levels of these exercises, again, you know, the changes are quite simple. You either add more weight. So instead of tins of beans, you can bring in your weights. Instead of on the chest press against a chair or wall, you could go on your knees against the chair. So like so. Okay, if you feel comfortable doing it. All right, so again, there's some modifications that you can make. Last one now is the ski tap backs. All right, so again, if you're seated, all right, you modify it to suit yourself. You can use the tins of beans on this one if you wish to do so. I recommend having a go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Pushing that. So again, there we are. Fantastic. Nordic skiing, like the Telemax, isn't it? There we are. So again, my arms are pushing back, and it's that extension, isn't it? It's like kickback. It is like kickbacks, but with the leg movement as well. All right, with the leg movement as well. All right, there we are. That's what we're trying to do. Just generate the blood flow from the feet up to the heart, out to the arms. So there's a lot of requirements that my body is asking for right now. There's a lot of muscles that's working right now, which is why my breathing has increased, because it needs more oxygen to supply those muscles that demand it. And then the heart then pumps a little bit faster because the demand for oxygen is greater. So it needs to get that blood around for all the different areas now. Supply and demand, isn't it? Supply and demand. There we are. Fantastic. Okay, 30 seconds on my clock. Grab yourself some water if you need to. Okay, always have a rest. If you're finding a bit of a struggle at the moment, rest. Use one of the minutes that we're actually active as a rest station if you need to. Okay, you can modify. You don't have to keep pushing through or keeping up. All right, that's the beauty of these sessions, is that you can dissect it, you can nitpick, you can bring what you want, what you need from it, and be active. All right, okay. 30 seconds up. I'm going to use the chair now for my next lot of chest presses, just to mix it up a little bit. In your positions. Is everybody ready? Give us a thumb up. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. So again, nice and steady. If you're using a chair, just be careful the chair, again, is in solid condition. We don't want you to be doing presses against something that's made out of twigs. All right. Okay, so pushing against. Again, you can see how I prop the chair up against the settee. It just gives it a little bit more stability instead of sliding away from me when I'm pushing my body weight into it. Okay. So there's a lot on my triceps right now. A lot of fatigue. But it's an interesting fatigue that we can evaluate and reflect on at the end as we get closer to the time. So we've only got 2 left after this one. Should be happy to hear. There we are, pushing away. There we are, beautiful. That timer has come. We'll bring that chair away into our triceps. Again, I'm going to go to the triceps, the kickbacks, just so that we can obviously get a variation. 1 minute on the clock now. I'm going to go straight into the kickbacks because I want to keep that blood flow quite high in that area. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. So the kickbacks. Again, if you're using extensions with a band, use extensions with the band. All right. This is just the variation for the triceps. Okay. With the tins of beans, I'm still contracting my muscles as soon as I get there. I'm contracting them and holding them for about, say, 2 or 3 seconds. Trying to maximize that muscle inclusion, all right? That's what I want to do. I want to try and get as many muscle fibers engaged in that contraction as it possibly can. There. And it's really hard, obviously, with 400 grams of tins of beans, but you can still get a reasonable fatigue in the muscles just from squeezing contraction in that position. And I can feel fatigue in my arms right now. So I just need a little shake, loosen them up. Have we got any more in me? Let's have a look. There we are, beautiful. Oh, shake them out. Twiddle the moustache. I'm ready for the last one, ladies and gents, for our Nordic skiing. Again, I'm going to use the tins as a little bit of ballast to engage me with a bit more on the triceps. Here we go. 1 minute. 3, 2, 1. Let's have a look. And it's off we go. So tapping back. Nice movements. Keeping my chest up nice and tall. And tapping, reaching back with that foot. Reaching back with that foot. Swinging back with those arms. And reaching back with that foot. Swinging back with the arms and reaching back with that foot. There we are. Look at that. That's fantastic. Again, you can change speed if you feel like you want to work harder. All right, and again, increasing that arm range, which opens up the chest, and it almost is like a dynamic stretch from the chest exercises that we've just been performing, and you'll feel that movement, because that chest is going to feel really tight, but you'll feel the swing back is literally asking those muscles to uncontract and give it a little bit more freedom. All right, so it's a stretch. There we are. Fantastic. Mic drop. There we are. Grab yourself some water. Oh, run out. Grab yourself some water, my lovelies. Get a touch. 3 sets done. Boom. All right. 3 sets done. Bring it down into a chair. Whew. All right. Okay. So, really good little session today. Again, it was only 9 exercises, and we looked at repeating each exercise a little bit more specifically for 2 sets, trying to get the blood flow in that area. So if we was doing the chest and the backs of our triceps, that is all part of that pushing movement. All right. So we just wanted to really put some fatigue on it and reflect on how it felt. Same with the back muscles, where you're rowing, that pull-in movement, all right, and the pull-in movement, okay, that was really accentuated on that, and with obviously the rope clamps, we're driving those elbows down, like so, okay, and that's what we're doing, trying to flood the muscles with lactate, trying to kind of like fatigue them and to get them working, just shaking things up, changing it. If you're always used to doing something the same way, you'll always get the same results. So we have to change it a little bit so that it does stress you and that you can hopefully move forward. All right, give us a little shout out. Let me know how you're feeling on the feed. I can see if anybody's had little messages. Andrew says, boom. Scotty says, get a touch, everyone. Let's have a look. Phil's even joined the chat, believe it or not. Phil is here. Glenys Hill's there. Lovely to see her coming through. Nobody else apart from Scott and Andrew been chatting. God, literally their jaws must be having cramp right now. All right, so a little march in the spot, swinging those arms, just get a pleasant feeling of that breeze passing those arms, the fingertips, forearms. Whew. It is warm in this flat, absolutely warm, really warm. All right, I'm gonna roll the shoulders up while still marching my feet. Just a great opportunity now just to settle down, calm yourself down, just paying attention to how your body is feeling at the end of a workout. All right, and that's a really nice, pleasant thing to do. Slowing things down, being very mindful, being very present, listen to your breathing, listen to your heart rate, listen to how your muscles make you feel tingly or they might feel a bit achy. All right. Okay, a little bicep curl, sort of flex at the elbow. Again, you can open up those hands if you want to fan down the face, you can do. Very own aircon. Splendid, good stuff. Okay, I'm going to go straight in now to our legs stretches. Bring on the side, always good start. Again, make sure that ankle isn't flexed at the moment. We just want to relax our leg down. And then basically want to pull that toe up, okay? Ease the body forward gently. Both hands on the supported leg. The leg that's planted down through the floor. Again, stretching those calves. Feel the difference of going too far, too little, and then finding where that middle ground is that is right for you. Change legs nice and slowly. Everything now is going to be done nice and slowly. Pull the toe up. Ease forward gently. Again, we'll lift up the heels just to allow that blood flow circulate through the calves. And again, this helps us to pump the blood back at the heart, back down the legs, give us some fresh blood, get the lactate out of those muscles, stop them from feeling so fatigued and so tight. And then we'll bring that leg back again. We'll relax the ankle. All right. Both hands on the bent leg, and we're going to tilt the body forward gently. As you can see now, again, we're looking at our backs. We don't want to sink our chin down to the knee because we don't want to have a curve in the top part of the back. Nice and tall, lean forward. Changing the legs nice and slowly. Now, tilting forward. All right, a little march on the spot with those legs, and bring it back into the center, like so. There we go, nice march in, nice and tall in the body. Again, swing those arms. Whew. So the toe doesn't have to come off the floor now. Heel is just lifting, and the arms are like pendulums. Just swing them to the sides. And then I'm going to bring both hands onto my shoulders. I'm going to roll those shoulders up and around. Again, like I said last week, this is one of the good ones. It's one of the good ones in terms of mobility. If you can try doing these on a daily basis, about 20 rolls in the morning, forward and back, and see if there's any kind of change in your shoulder mobility. Do it for a week. See what, if there's any change, if you have problems with your shoulders. Okay. Right arm over the top, apply a little lift in the elbow again. You can apply this as well after you've done the rolls. Hold it in there for about 10-15 seconds. Always trying to go a little bit further if you can. Change arms. And again, same arm bring cross. Find the elbow. Soft tissue, going to bring arm across. This is the second exercise that you can do as a mobility exercise for the week. So with the rolls, with the tricep extension, and now the shoulder stretch. Change arms. There we are. Again, we're just focusing on that area so it doesn't, it doesn't kind of like freeze up, it doesn't get stiff. Keeps it fluid, keeps it moving. Both hands at the base of your back, close the shoulders, push the chest away. Relax the shoulders, bring your hands forward, tuck the chin down your chest. Okay, and relax the hands down. Just soften the shoulders, relax your breath. A couple of deep breaths in. Those hands down, we're going to allow those hands to turn back in. Just feel that place of groundedness. Take this feeling with you for the rest of your day. Say thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me today. Give us a shout out on the feed. Let me know how you felt about the session today. What was aching? If you got breathless at all. Give us a thumbs up if you liked it, or the heart, or any kind of a symbol. And if you want to join us, myself and Scotty for Quarter 12 for our Hobnob and a cup of social, always nice to see new faces on the Zoom feed. So yeah, please come and join us. Thank you very much, ladies and gents. Have a fantastic Monday, and I hope to see you then for the rest of the week. Take care.